third and final topic, we are going to do winners and losers of the offseason in bold so far. There's a lot of the offseason to play out. Still, things are changing on a daily basis. But Dion, I want to do let's do let's do three, no, let's do four. Let's do four early winners. Actually, that's stupid. You either do three or you do five. Let's do five winners and five losers collectively, you and I, of the offseason so far. Sound good?
Yeah,
You want to start with winners or losers?
let's do winners.
Okay.
I
Do we
feel
want
like
to get
I'm
the
gonna
obvious
struggle.
winners out the way?
Who are the Purdue?
Purdue and Louisville.
Yeah.
Purdue and Louisville, I think are good. Purdue adds Oscar Clough. They're still adding people. They get Braden Smith back from all the rumors. I think they've done really well this offseason
Oh,
so far.
Michigan.
Huh?
You have to include Michigan in the obvious winners. You have to.
I don't have to do anything. That's the thing. No, you're right. I think Louisville, Michigan belong in there as well. Obviously, Michigan's added Yaxel into the fold. They got Ellie Cadeau. They got Merez. They got Ade Mara on the way, apparently. That should be really good for them. And then Louisville, Woolley, Michael Brown, Isaac McNeely. Ryan Conwell, my apologies. They have been incredible this offseason at every turn. I think those are the three obvious ones. Who would you slot at the other two spots?
Um, that's a great question. St. John's. I think they've reloaded really well. The interesting thing about St. John's is I also easily could put them as a loser for everything they lost. But I think with everything they lost, you don't really have control over what you lose in the portal era, in my opinion. It's kind of like a free for all, I guess you could call it. So their ability to pivot, I do believe they're going to get Ian Jackson too. So I think St. John's.
St. John's is one I would add there. I think St. John's is for sure a winner. And then the last one to me, okay, actually, scratch this. I think there's three teams I would have for these last two spots.
Kentucky.
Kentucky, BYU, and St. John's. Which two of
Yeah,
those teams you think make it?
I wouldn't have BYU as a winner.
Just because all they got is the addition of Rob Wright.
Yeah, I think BYU is a winner if you include like recruits,
Hmm.
Like BYU to me is going to be a top five team in the country next year, but all they added was Rob Wright.
Yeah, I think Quaintness is. I think sorry, not Quaintness. Kentucky is the right choice to get Quaintness into the fold. I think anytime you get like a guy who's projected to be a top 10 draft pick, um, in the portal, I think that you feel good about that, and I think it completes their team very, very well. So yeah, I think that feels good about the three winners. Now on to the losers of the transfer portal so far. Where would you go?
Uh, I'm gonna take a route of like bigger teams that like might not be the most obvious losers, but like I think they're significantly worse because of what they've lost. Bama.
You just don't like the ads as much as what they've lost.
I mean, all they really got was Jaleel Bethea, right?
They got the big man Williamson.
Nah. I gotta be careful. I feel like I was high on him in the portal video we made.
Yep.
I do like Noah, but like if you're losing everything you lost, whether it's to the draft, respectfully to Mark Sears, to Europe, or like to the portal, and all you get is Noah Williamson and Jaleel Bethea, like to me, that's a loser of the offseason.
Yeah.
We interrupt this sleepers video to talk directly to you, our loyal listener. Have you ever found yourself watching us two idiots thinking, hey, I wish there was a very easy, small way for me to show a token of my appreciation for all of their hard work on all these videos I love to watch? Well, now we have just the way to do that.
Thanks to the beautiful folks over at Underdog Fantasy. They are helping us out this month, presenting a lot of the content coming out this month, giving you a chance with a amazing offer that you can use using our promo code that Gregory will tell you more about.
Yeah, so college hoop season's over, but we got like big time golf tournaments. The NBA playoffs are coming. Baseball season's underway. There's still a bunch of sports on. There's still a bunch of ways to play with Underdog Fantasy. Promo code SLEEPERS. As a new customer, you can get up to 1,000 bonus credits plus a free pick. It's one of the most fun ways to play. It's a great way to support us. And on some actual like non-ad read stuff, talking genuinely here, really helps us because if Underdog loves us, if we get a lot of people to sign up, they're going to help us continue to bring you the content that you love. Show your support. Join Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code Sleepers. Get up to $1,000 in bonus credits and a free pick.
Yeah, that's a solid one. Mine is Texas. I just don't like the Dalen Swain getting you who you already had. Cam Heidi. I'm not sure what role you want him to play. They get the big 7-footer from from Florida Atlantic, who just there's something there. He was freshman of the year in his conference, but I'm just I'm kind of out on what he's doing there. So I guess we'll go with those two, and then who else would be a loser?
Auburn.
They got Keyshawn Hall.
Yeah, but they lost everybody else to Michigan.
They
Like
died.
they went after everybody Michigan went after.
I'm not gonna allow you to put Auburn there.
You don't like that one?
No, I got one that's sneaky that if we separate portal and freshman coming in, I think is worth a shout.
Okay, who is it?
Arizona.
Well, who'd they lose though?
They lose Vasar. They lost KJ Lewis.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they I don't know if it necessarily counts as lose, but they have some graduating people as well.
Mhm.
I think I'll put them as a loser of the transfer portal offseason so far.
That's fair. As Carter Bryant hasn't announced what he's doing yet, right?
No, he is not.
And that could be, I mean, if he and I do believe he will like go to the draft like that, they're definitely a loser.
Yeah. All right. So that those who was
Yeah. The obvious one to me is Miami.
you just don't like the ads?
Well, all that smoke about like, oh, we're bringing dudes from Duke with you about nobody. Absolutely nobody was brought with you. And by the way, Duke lost that game because you weren't on the bench, Jay. Like,
I I did forget about that. They did lose that game.
yeah, Jay was like the point guard whisperer at Duke. They couldn't inbound the ball. Jay wasn't there. He didn't bring anybody with him from Duke. Lost the national title, and I don't even know who's on the roster at this point.
No, that's fair. That's fair. All right, so two more. Oh, Kansas. I don't know
Yeah,
what Kansas is doing. I They get Badunga back, that's good, but like so far the ads of like I said, Trey White and Jaden Dawson are just confusing to me.
I think getting Badunga back should take them out of this, though.
Okay, if I did take them out, I'm trying to think who I would put in that other spot.
Would it be Michigan State?
It might be Michigan State only because they have so many holes to fill. We'll put Michigan State in there just because I want to.
I feel
And
like
then one
Michigan
last
State.
final team. I like the Reed Bailey ad, but I'm gonna go ahead and put Indiana into this fold. Unless are we counting Tucker DeVries?
Yeah, no, no. I want to restart. Indiana's my biggest loser. Darian.
There. I mean, them not getting Conwell is crazy. I think they would fit in that mold. But look, it's a long off season to unfold. That's the early winners and losers. Just know that Indiana won the off season at this time last year and then missed the tournament. So you never know what could happen. We'll see what happens. A lot of off season still left to play out here.